Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Sarah Bernard, and still with me in the studio is Mary Lou Green, the Executive Director of what is now Brightside St. Louis. It was Operation Brightside. And we want to hear about some of the initiatives. And you actually have the perfect last name. I just realized that for, for your job. Mary Lou Green.
That's right.
So tell us about some of the big projects that Brightside St. Louis is involved with right now.
One of the things that we do every year is we do a citywide cleanup, and we are in the midst of that as we speak.
Sounds like a big job.
It just started this past weekend and will continue through May 5th and 6th weekend.
Okay.
And it's kind of a real partnership with the city and with neighborhood residents and with Brightside. Brightside provides tools and trash bags for neighbors that want to clean up the alleys and streets in their neighborhood.
Okay.
And then the Brightside volunteers coordinate the activities on their block, and then the city comes through on the Monday after the designated cleanup weekend and collects all the trash items.
So how does this work? So a neighborhood gets together and says, we want to take this weekend coming up, April 20th, and clean up our neighborhood, and they self-organize? Is that sort of how they call you?
A little bit.
Okay.
We have designated regions. The city is divided into 8 regions, and we do 2 regions a weekend, so that this past weekend were the areas north and south of Tower Grove Park,
Okay.
and then on the north side between West Florissant and Natural Bridge. This coming weekend it will be southwest St. Louis City, and then northeast St. Louis, from Hyde Park up north to Baden.
Okay.
And we provide the tools and trash bags. There's a volunteer.
So what kind of tools are you talking about?
Street brooms, big push brooms,
Okay.
and rakes and shovels, because we're asking them to clean up their alley.
Right.
And what we're really asking them to do is to say, look, we all live here.
Right.
Let's get together and work together to clean up the alley.
And it sounds like it could be pretty fun for a neighborhood.
It's actually a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and we've really made great strides over the past 30 years, because you know, years ago, there used to be so many weeds and trash and debris, and there was not a concerted effort.
Yeah.
Now, by getting people involved every year in this spring cleanup initiative, we're really making a difference. And so what used to take 20 neighbors 3 hours or 4 hours to clean up now takes, you know, several of the neighbors, you know, about 2 hours to do. But it
Yeah.
really is a community effort. And so, you know, we provide the resources, but they provide the energy.
So it's like spring cleanup in your home. You know, once a year you're going to do top to bottom, and we're doing that in our neighborhoods too, and everybody's getting involved. So how much trash do you pick up?
Every year it's about 7 million pounds of trash and debris, and over the last few years a lot more of that has been recycled. The appliances, the yard waste, tires, battery, oil, appliances. I mean, there's a lot of things that are being recycled now that didn't used to be.
Right. Well, that's really important. And you all have a demonstration garden, Kings Highway in Vandeventer, am I
That's
right?
correct, yes.
Tell us about that. That's really a cool thing.
Last summer, during Marine Week St. Louis, we had 20 Marines that were designated to work with us. We were their premier community service project, and within a week we transformed the appearance of this corner vacant lot that had just been a neighborhood eyesore for 2 decades into a beautiful demonstration garden. And we have sustainable practices such as porous concrete, rain gardens, rain barrels, but most importantly, we have this lush, beautiful garden that is filled with all Missouri native plants and trees.
So it's flowers and trees. It's not vegetables. It's
No.
Okay. And who maintains this garden?
Brightside volunteers.
Okay, great. So it's something that is just ongoing. It's a huge project, but a great place for residents to go and see what works well in this environment. And
Yes, what works well in this environment, and then Brightside also has a program called Neighbors Naturescaping that we can in fact then help community groups that want to adopt an area in their own neighborhood. We can provide the Missouri plants and trees that they need to beautify their own neighborhood.
wow, that is really great. How do you fund all these projects?
About half of our funding comes through federal grants, and then the other half comes through private donations. So anybody who's looking to donate, we're happy to make that tax
You need a place to
deductible
send your
available.
money.
That's right.
Send it to Brightside St. Louis.
Exactly.
And at the same time, come and volunteer.
Exactly.
And clean up and plant and do all the different things that you all. I mean, sounds like, how big is your staff?
We have 2 people that work in the office, and then we have 5 people that work in our graffiti removal program. And we remove graffiti from 5,000 locations every year.
Really? So if you see graffiti in your neighborhood, you can call Brightside St. Louis?
Call Brightside or report it to the Citizen Service Bureau, but we remove it from vandalized businesses and homes, and it really makes a difference.
Wow, well, that would make a difference. And you know, St. Louis is really looking great these days, and I actually have learned a lot today just about how that's all happening. So that's just great, and I just so appreciate you coming down, and everybody needs to get out. They've got a couple more weeks to clean up their neighborhoods and give you a call and get on the website and get involved with that. So I want to thank you, Mary Lou, for coming out and for being with us today. Now we need to take a break, unfortunately, but remember to keep up with STL TV and all the great events going on around St. Louis. Friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can always watch us streaming live on stltv.net. And as we go to break, take a look at these hot jobs being brought to you by Slate and Missouri Career Source, and we'll be right back.